Hi, Year 4. Right, I'm going to read chapters 9 and 10 now of Escape from Rome. And then next week, I'll read a few more chapters as we follow Juba and his siblings as they make their way over to Britannia. So I hope you've been enjoying the book. And well done for sticking with us and still watching the videos and still getting loads of work done as well. We're so proud of you all, so keep it up. Okay, here we go. Chapter 9. Fronto tasted sour panic as a sharp metal pressed against his throat. Angry hands pushed him hard against the brick wall of a tomb. Two grubby faces loomed in his field of vision, and he smelled rancid wine on their breath. It took him a moment to realise they were women. He slid his eyes to see a third woman with hair like a dirty sheep holding his sister in a wrestler's grip. On his right, a ragged man had Juba pinned up against a marble tomb. "Give us your money," said one of the women, her face only inches from his. Then baby Dora began to cry. Fronto struggled to get free. Surely he was stronger than the two beggar women. The knife pricked his neck and he felt a trickle of warm blood. "Don't even think about it," she whispered. Her hands were cold and strong as iron. To the man she said, "Got anything?" Out of the corner of his eye, Fronto saw the man's fingers grope at the pouch on Juba's leather belt. "Gold!" the man cried, stuffing the coins down the front of his tunic. "And this fine gem." "Please," Juba cried, "not the necklace." Dora wailed and Ursula tried to calm her. A tug at Fronto's neck brought his attention back to the woman with the knife. "Look," she cried, "this one's got a gold bullet around his neck." "No," he cried, "that protects me from bad luck." "Well, it didn't work, did it?" She laughed and ripped it away. "Take off that nice ring. Orange is my favourite colour, along with gold." Her breath made him gag. "I can't," he gasped. "My fingers are swollen." "They aren't swollen," sneered the woman. "You're fat, you're plump, a well-fed, rich boy, aren't you? Take it off or I'll cut off your finger." Fronto tried to pull on the ring, showing Jupiter with ram's horns, but it was stuck fast. "What's this?" The other woman had left him to pick up the cage. "Oh, have the rich kiddies got a little songbird?" she asked with a mocking tone. "Ave Domitian," came a strangled voice as she lifted the cloth. The woman uttered a hoarse scream and dropped the cage. "It's a demon!" she yelled. "Run for it!" Chapter 10. When the robber woman dropped the cage, the wicker door popped open and Ursula's bird flew out and flapped above them with black wings. "Ave Domitian," it cried in a spookily human voice. With yelps of alarm, all four robbers stumbled off into the darkness, heading away from the austere road. Ursula could hear Loquax pursuing them. The bird's cries grew fainter and fainter. "Ave Domitian, what are you doing?" And finally, "Good night." "Thank you, Loquax," Ursula breathed and blinked back her tears as she hugged Dora tight. "You saved us." But as she squeezed her baby sister with relief, she felt needle-sharp claws scramble at her bare tummy. "Ouch!" she cried. "Ouch! Ouch! Ouch!" "Ursula," Juba ran to her. "Did she stab you?" "No." Ursula handed him the baby and reached down the front of her tunic. "It's the kitten in my tunic." She drew out the tiny brown and grey kitten. "Meh," said the tiny creature. "Meh." "Where on earth did that come from?" Fronto gasped. "I found her by the Circus Maximus. She was hungry and crying for her mother." "So you're not hurt?" Juba asked. "No, I'm fine. But they took Dora's good luck charm." "They took my bullet too." Fronto slumped onto the ground. "And mine," muttered Juba. "But we still have our gods. They'll protect us." At least Dora was only whimpering now. Juba patted her back to soothe her. Ursula picked up the empty bird cage, stuffed the dark cloth inside and carefully placed the kitten among the folds. "We'd better get out of here," Juba said, "before they realise Loquax is just a bird talking and not a demon." Then he cursed. "Pollux! They took the necklace. It's supposed to pay for our passage to Britannia. Help me look, maybe they've dropped it." Still holding baby Dora, he started searching the moonlit weeds and grass. "Why have you got Matta's necklace?" Fronto stared at him. "Passage to Britannia? What are you talking about?" Juba sighed. "You know how we were playing Escape from Troy," he said. "Well, it's not a game. We have to leave behind our fatherland and find a new home. We're running for our lives. In Britannia, Ursula said, but that's the edge of the world. You said it was a game. Fronto folded his arms across his chest. You lied. I know, said Juba, and I'm sorry. I only did it so you wouldn't be afraid. You said we only had to get as far as Ostia. I want my horse and I want to go home. Listen to me. Juba shifted Dora in his arms. The men chasing us weren't actors. They were soldiers from Domitian's guard. Someone denounced us and the Emperor sent all the men to arrest us. Matter and Pater told us to go as far away as we can. That's why we're going to Uncle Pantera in Britannia. I want my horse and I want to go home, repeated Fronto, who was tapping the nearest tomb obsessively. Right, left, right. Ursula looked at Juba. If he said the wrong thing, then they might be here all night. I'm sorry, Fronto, Juba said. Maybe we'll be able to get you a horse in Britannia, but we can never go home again. So that's it for this week, and we'll read a bit more next week. We're going to find out how Fronto and his siblings catch the boat over to Britannia. As they're going over on the boat, they have to learn a completely different way of living because they've lost their rich status now. They've got no money and they're going to have to travel with the sailors on the merchant ship over to Britannia. As they sail over to Britannia, they start to find out about the strange tribes living in Britannia. So it's going to be really interesting as we follow the journey moving on. Have a lovely weekend. See you on Monday.